In the quiet village of OVWAIN, nestled among the lush green forest of the Orobo lands in southern Nigeria, there lived a man named F. F was a fisherman, known for his skill in casting nets and catching the biggest fish from the Ethiop River. He was a proud man, but deep in his heart, he carried a bitterness that darkened his spirit. Years ago, his closest friend, Okimute, had won the heart of Tiga, the woman F secretly loved. Though Okimute and Tiga had done nothing wrong, F couldn't forgive them. He refused to attend their wedding and stopped speaking to them entirely. Every time he saw their joyful family, his heart burned with jealousy and anger. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky orange, F sat by the river sharpening his fishing spear. Suddenly, an old woman appeared from the forest. Her hair was white as cotton, and her eyes gleamed with an eerie light. F, she said, her voice like the rustling of dry leaves, I see the anger in your heart. It poisons you. F scowled. Mind your business, old woman. The woman smiled faintly. Be careful, young man. Bitterness is like a tree with deep roots, it grows and chokes everything around it. Let go of it, or it will destroy you. F scoffed and turned away, but when he looked back, the old woman was gone. He shrugged and continued sharpening his spear. That night, as F paddled his canoe into the river, he heard a strange sound, like a whisper carried by the wind. At first, he ignored it, but the whispers grew louder until they sounded like cries for help. Gripping his spear tightly, F rowed toward the sound. The river seemed alive, its waters churning unnaturally. Suddenly, a dark figure rose from the depths. It was a spirit, its body made of black mist, with glowing red eyes. The air grew cold, and F's breath came out in puffs of white. F, the spirit hissed, your bitterness has summoned me. F's hands trembled, but he tried to appear brave. Who are you? I am the spirit of bitterness, it replied. You have fed me with your anger and jealousy. Now, I will consume you. The spirit lunged at F, and he barely managed to dodge. He swung his spear, but it passed through the spirit like smoke. The canoe rocked violently, and F fell into the icy water. The spirit's laughter echoed as it wrapped tendrils of darkness around him, pulling him under. F thrashed and shouted, help! Somebody help me! At that moment, he thought of Okimute and Tiga. He remembered their kindness, how Okimute once saved him from drowning as a boy and how Tiga had offered him food when his nets came back empty. Tears streamed down his face as he realized he had let bitterness blind him. I'm sorry, he cried. I forgive them. I forgive everyone who has ever hurt me. The darkness paused, and the spirit shrieked, its form flickering. The waters calmed, and F felt himself being lifted. He gasped for air and found himself back in his canoe, the old woman from the forest standing beside him. You have learned your lesson, she said, her voice soft. Bitterness destroys, but forgiveness heals. Before F could speak, she vanished again, leaving only the faint scent of wildflowers. The next morning, F went to Okimute and Tiga's home. They were surprised to see him, but he fell to his knees and apologized. They forgave him without hesitation, and for the first time in years, F felt a weight lift from his heart. From that day on, F became a new man. He no longer allowed bitterness to take root in his soul, and he shared his story with anyone who would listen, warning them of its dangers. In the village of OVWAIN, F still became a legend, a reminder that forgiveness is the only way to break free from the chains of bitterness.